In the rooms painted for the Lady Duchess Leonora, which are 4, there are the actions of illustrious Greek, Hebrew, Roman, and Tuscan women, who by their deeds have equaled the virtues of men, or rather surpassed them.
The Sabine women, who have been seized by the Romans and become their wives, intervene to put an end to the hostilities between the Sabine men, their fathers and brothers, and the Romans, their new husbands. The episode is intended to exalt the Duchess's gifts as a mediator with her husband Cosimo, and to be an example for the women of the ducal court. The biblical heroine Esther asks and obtains from the Persian king Ahasuerus, her husband, grace for the persecuted Jewish people. In the same way, Eleonora acts as an intermediary between Cosimo and the citizens of Florence. The architectural setting brings the biblical narrative up to date. The twisted columns of Ahasuerus' palace recall Vasari's richly decorated columns in Michelozzi's courtyard, while the door and windows of the building in the background are typical of the 16th century Florentine architecture. The Homeric subject of Penelope at her loom becomes the pretext for an illustration of the instruments used for cloth manufacture. Penelope is working at a horizontal loom, while the handmaids in the foreground are using a spinning wheel. One woman is holding the distaff and shuttle, while the other works with the needle. The painting is intended to exalt the Duchess as an example of conjugal fidelity, but at the same time it celebrates Cosimo as the promoter of the wool trade and founder of the Medicean tapestry works. In the elaborate cornice on the ceiling of the Sala di Penelope, the Medici Toledo coats of arms, surmounted by the ducal coronet and by Cosimo's emblems, the turtle with the sail and the capricorn, make explicit the reference to the Duke. The story of Gualdrada, the young Florentine girl who refused to kiss the Emperor Otto IV out of fidelity to her future husband, derives from a medieval legend mentioned by Dante. So as to set this episode in the Florentine past, the figures are dressed in long and ample garments in the ancient manner. The story is an example of maidenly modesty, but it also alludes to the independence of the city of Florence. The young woman rests on a lion and has a red lily and a sprig of flowers.